Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for July 26, 2013, the last Friday in July. And it looks like this weekend's going to be absolutely outstanding. But first, we have to get rid of a little bit of rain over Connecticut and Long Island. Meanwhile, the rest of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area is setting up to have a beautiful day with temperatures rebounding into the lower to mid 80s and, more importantly, low humidity. That's right, dew points are going to basically be stuck in the mid 50s to lower 60s. Combine that with temperatures around 83 degrees to 82 degrees. Not bad at all. Perfect weather conditions if you have any plans, especially for this afternoon and this evening. If you're going to the baseball game, Yankee Stadium, absolutely beautiful with clear skies, low humidity, and temperatures in the 70s. Let's take a look at our forecast. You got the radar here. Again, you can see the showers here. Now, this is basically a nor'easter. And if this was winter, we'd be talking about a deformation zone right here with periods of heavy precipitation, snow, sleet, rain, whatever. Basically, that's what you're seeing here is a deformation zone and a lifting of this zone that's starting to collapse as our low pressure system is lifting north and east. So moderate to heavy rain will linger on this morning over Connecticut and eastern Long Island, but will collapse by this afternoon and lift into New England, leading to clearing skies. As you can see, the rest of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area is pretty dry. Watch out for some of these showers here right around, let's say, Queens and the Bronx, moving into the Hudson River Valley. Could produce a little brief heavy downpour this morning, but other than that, everybody is drying out. And you can see on the infrared satellite picture, here's our low pressure system lifting north. Now, the reason why it did not impact the rest of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, the heavy rain from last night, is because this low pressure system is developing too late. It started to form here yesterday afternoon, really late yesterday morning, and lifted north and east. But the timing of this developing low pressure system was such that the precipitation shield, although developing, did not expand because the low pressure system was not at that level of development. Thus, the rainfall remained off of the New Jersey coast for the most part, even though it felt much like October with overcast skies and temperatures in the 60s. And then now as the low pressure system is starting to really organize and get itself together, obviously we're seeing that expansion of the rainfall over Long Island and Connecticut. If this was happening 6 hours sooner, then you'd be talking about rain from Philadelphia on east. But it did not, and thus much of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area missed out, while much of central and eastern Connecticut and much of Long Island received moderate to heavy rainfall. Rainfall amounts over 2 inches, some areas over 4 inches due to heavy rainfall. So this low pressure system is lifting north and east. This high pressure is going to take control and remain in control through Sunday morning with absolutely beautiful weather conditions. We're talking about clear skies, light and variable winds, temperatures in the lower to mid 80s, and low humidity. So absolutely beautiful for this afternoon and for tomorrow. Here's the latest model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website using the European model guidance. Again, our low pressure system lifts up into New England this evening. High pressure being controlled for the entire region. Tomorrow, high pressure in control with excellent weather conditions expected. On Sunday, a cold front will approach with scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. I don't expect this to be a situation where we would have severe thunderstorms at this point. I think the cold front, the majority of the dynamics with this cold front will be focused more towards, let's say, Albany, portions of northern New York and New England. And we'll be at the tail end of this cold front with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms on Sunday afternoon and evening. Much of the day on Sunday, though, should be nice and dry. An increase in humidity will be felt, though, but temperatures basically in the mid 80s, mid to upper 80s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. On Monday, the cold front basically stalls out, and you know what that means. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will be a threat for Monday morning and Monday afternoon, and then high pressures in control Monday evening and Tuesday. Notice where this high pressure system is located, and notice mid-level winds are from the south and the west, and that means, of course, a return in humidity. So on Monday afternoon and Tuesday, look for temperatures to basically range from the lower to mid 80s along the coast, mid to upper 80s over the rest of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. with high levels of humidity, unfortunately. So warm and humid. Basically a return back to the pattern that we had previously. With, again, you can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm here on Tuesday as well. Now on Wednesday and Thursday, another cold front approaches, basically does the same thing. Approaches, weekend stalls, with scattered showers and thunderstorms about. Not a washout, but more of a nuisance once again, with temperatures remaining in the lower to mid 80s along the coast, mid to upper 80s, possibly a 90-degree temperature here or there in the Delaware River Valley for both days, with the potential for scattered showers and thunderstorms. And some of those thunderstorms will be capable of producing heavy downpours, which of course means potential for flash flooding. Now, while everyone is keeping an eye on our weather, of course everyone's also focused on the tropical Atlantic. Here's the latest on Dorian. It has winds of 50 miles per hour, a little bit weaker. It's 1,425 miles to the east of the northern Leeward Islands, very far out in the Atlantic. It's not an immediate threat. It's moving to the west-northwest at 20 miles per hour, has a 1,001 millibar pressure, which is pretty much average for a tropical low pressure system. Nothing impressive or extreme at all. Here's the forecast from the National Hurricane Center, basically taking Dorian into the Bahamas by the time we get into Wednesday morning. And that general track, basically you have two models, 2-mile families. One's taking it down right along the northern Caribbean islands, which would lead to a weaker storm because it's interacting with islands more. And the other track would take it more a little bit further north. So the National Hurricane Center is basically going right in between those models and staying with that consensus with a forecasting range in between those models. Now let's take a look at Dorian. Dorian is, well, not exactly the most impressive tropical storm. Don't get me wrong, it's not collapsing or falling apart in any way, shape, or form, but the convection is having a hard time wrapping around the center. Some of that dry air is influencing it. You can see here also we have a little bit of southwesterly shear at the mid-levels. So all that is influencing the development of this tropical storm and preventing it from organizing and intensifying. I expect that to continue for the next 24 to 36 hours before this tropical storm moves into more favorable conditions. And as far as what the overall pattern is looking at, this is the northern Atlantic. Here's our tropical storm. Here's the forecasted track. You got this tropical storm has to deal with this upper level low that will move towards the Gulf Coast, but will have to deal with some of this strong wind shear. Now there's a debate whether this wind shear will help to enhance the outflow of this tropical system or will basically tear it apart. A lot of that depends on the latitude of this storm track. And then of course we have our ridge. Now, this ridge is going to be key to see how far west it builds. The further west it builds, the further west this track will get. So whether or not this tropical storm or possibly hurricane will recurve around the Bahamas and out to the Atlantic or move towards the East Coast or move towards the Gulf of Mexico, that's the least likely scenario, will depend on the position and strength of this ridge and of course the position and strength of a trough over the Tennessee River Valley. So we don't know yet. And anyone that says they do know, well, look, my belief is that this tropical storm will likely recurve right out and not have any problems based on the overall pattern that we're seeing set up. But we're going to have to see the position of this ridge and exactly what's going to happen over the next couple of days, because as always with tropical systems, you never can let your guard down. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Steven DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.